All right, gang, Coach Casey here. Don't go anywhere. What I have for you today is one that you're really gonna love. You had to click on this one, right? This is the top 5 breeds with shocking bite histories. This isn't the one that you see on the news, all the breeds that you read in the paper. This is the newspaper, right? There's no newspapers, but you get my point. These aren't the breeds you're gonna read about biting. These are the breeds that are gonna surprise you with shocking bite histories. Let's go. All right, jumping right in at number 5 is a very popular breed, and that's exactly why they ended up on this list, unfortunately. Powerful breed. A breed that are becoming more and more unstable as popularity continues to grow. This has been happening for decades now, but it's your German Shepherd, a protective but reactive dog. I spoke about these dogs earlier. I once taught a group class that was nothing but German Shepherds, and it was open to all breeds. That shows you that there's a problem. When popularity spikes that much, the health is going to decline, the temperament's going to decline, and that's exactly why German Shepherds consistently top 3 in national bite statistics. Were you aware of that? Kind of caught me off guard. I knew that they could be reactive. There was some unstable things going on, but due to their pure popularity, what people use these dogs for, unfortunately, that's what's contributing to these statistics. But they do top 3 every year. So German Shepherd, number 5. Coming in at number 4, we got something a little bit different. I came up with a tie. It's your Jack Russell Terrier with the Parson Russell Terrier. There's a lot of similarities. They're basically a Jack Russell Terrier. You guys all know about the JRT, right? Intense prey drive, volcanic energy. Frustration turns into quick snapping. These dogs top these lists for a reason. They're featured on a lot of my videos, you know, breeds not for first-time owners, breeds that will outsmart their owners. They need firm structure most homes can't maintain, and that's your Jack Russell Terrier. So here comes along the Parson Russell Terrier, same genetic engine, but taller and even more drivey. So they're landing on the list as well. So that's why I kind of combined these two together. I thought it was a neat way to do it. It's a tie at your number 4. Jack Russell Terrier and Parson Russell Terrier. They're both topping these lists for unfortunate reasons, but Terrier work heritage. Bite first, think later. There you go. All right, rolling in here at number 3. I've talked about this one for years. This one surprises a lot of people. This is on the list for a completely different reason. This breed gets in trouble because they are so lovable, but they have chronic ear infections. And when these chronic ear infections go unnoticed and they get tugged on by children, guess what happens? It's your Cocker Spaniel. Chronic ear infections equals pain-based biting. So it's not their fault, it's unfortunate, but this breed is, you know, prone to ear infections and, you know, the long droopy ears, and it is what it is, and people aren't paying enough attention to it, and these infections are setting in. Okay, no problem, but when the pain kicks in from the infection and then a little child comes and yanks on the ear, bam, there's a bite, there's a statistic. Temperament issues and poorly bred lines, and that's a lot of it too. There's a lot of cockers that through popularity, you know, these poorly bred lines contributed to it. You know, sweet dogs, but overwhelmed in chaotic homes. That's part of it too, right? So take a little bit of pain, take a dog that shouldn't be in a real chaotic home, kind of like your Italian Greyhounds, right? Too much is too much for some dogs. So you get a breed like that, now there's a little bit of pain inflicted and little kids come, you know, trying to climb on them, pulling on the ears, yanking on the ears. It's unfortunate, but this is exactly why the Cocker Spaniel lands on these lists, is because they have ear infections. It's contributing to the bites, which is contributing to the statistics. There you go. Moving on to the next one. Moving on into number 2, guys. I want to preface by, I caught myself saying on that previous breed that it's not the breed's fault. It's none of these breeds' fault. They're landing on these lists for reasons that are usually man-made, unfortunately. And so let's not blame the breed. Let's become aware ourselves and do better so these same breeds don't keep landing on these lists. So moving on into number 2. High-end, high-energy, bred to herd. They're sitting in a home. Little kids are running around, things are moving fast, they're herding. It's your Border Collie, right? They're getting themselves into trouble because there's no outlet for all that energy. You can't bring a Border Collie into your family situation, have little ones running around, and you not have the proper outlet for that Border Collie where it understands the proper outlet. It's gonna herd the whole house. Nipping heels, that's what's contributing to their bites, but if it breaks skin, it's gotta be reported, and yet there's another bite statistic. So, you know, nipping, herding, all that kind of stuff is usually where the Border Collie bites come in, but doesn't matter. They're still topping the list. So, you know, More awareness. Let's provide that outlet for these high energy beasts, highly sensitive to unpredictable energy. That's another thing too about Border Collies. And you guys that are fans, drop it in the comments if you agree with that. Needs serious mental work that most owners, they just can't maintain it. And I've talked about this before on the breeds that outsmart the owners. This breed is just too much for your average owner. And I'm not saying you guys are just average, but unless you're taking this dog to agility a couple days a week, unless you are really working this dog on a farm or a ranch, it's probably not being fulfilled. And that's what happens. Now they're hurting the kids around the house because they're trying to just do what they're bred to do, and they're getting in trouble for it, landing on the list. It's unfortunate. All right, here's our number one. Does anyone want to take a stab at what it is? If I haven't mentioned it in the previous 4, drop your pick down there. Let me hear what you think might be the number one dog that's topping the bite statistics. Shockingly, this really isn't so shocking, but again, it does go back to saying it is not the breed's fault, it's your Chihuahua. These guys are overprotected with zero boundaries. They're fear reactive, they're easily stressed, they're being picked up instead of trained. They're not accessories. These are still dogs. They carry the same pack mentality as a 200-pound dog. So when you start treating them like accessories and children, you can't just bring a dog up to your level every time it acts up and bring them up and say, hey, you're just as good as I am. That's rewarding them. So now they're going to act up again. And you know what I mean? It's this thing. So that's why if you ever try to approach a Chihuahua, whoa, you're like, wow, okay. That's because every time they act up, you pick them up and you bring them up to your level. And that's what's causing this. They're like, oh, okay, that's exactly what you want. So they do it again and you do it again. They're constantly stuck. If people would just put these dogs on the ground and roll them into some training, treat them like a dog, they're a phenomenal breed. But until that happens, they have the highest bite rate per capita. There you go. That's your number one. Let me hear what you guys thought about this complete list. This was a fun one. You know what I mean? This changes it up a little bit. Let me know if any of these breeds caught you by surprise. Did you know one of these would be on here? Alrighty, comment below. There's a link. I'm gonna pin that comment. Click that link. It'll take you to my Dream Dog headquarters. You can get all kind of canine goodies. I've been saying it over and over. If you just want to have some free resources for your dog, this can take you from this level to that level, hit that link below, go to the Dream Dog headquarters and grab some of those PDFs. They will help you out, I promise you that. All right, enjoy those links, and until next time, guys,